Hey, what is up guys, it is Phantom here, and welcome back to a brand new video everyone, where in today's video, I'm going to be going over just one single characteristic that I think Novus just completely edges out Lemuria in. Now, this is pretty much going to be my first kind of real commentary video, just coming back from my really long supposed break from YouTube, you know, that little time period where I was actually, you know, supposed to quit, but then decided to come back after realizing I could actually record videos in college and whatnot. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So, you know, I'm sort of kind of new to this, like not really at all, but sort of. I'm a little bit out of practice, which is kind of just what I'm trying to say. So, you know, if you all could just give me a little bit of a break, just cut me a little bit of slack, I would just appreciate that so much. Because it's probably going to take just, you know, a little bit of time to just kind of get back into the swing of things just in such a new place and all that. But you know what, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I am seriously happy to be recording videos again. But anyways, with all that boring stuff out of the way, let us just get into, you know, kind of the meat and potatoes of the video here. So anyways, I'm gonna be going over why I pretty much think that Novus's reusing of just all, you know, the assets that they came to reuse, their reusing of old assets was pretty much just done way better, in just my opinion, with the world of Novus than was previously done in the world of Lemuria. And I think it's kind of cool how, you know, the worlds kind of came just out, you know, just one right after another. So it's cool how we can kind of just like have this just stark contrast, you know, between two worlds that King's Isle sort of ended up using just a similar strategy to make each of them pretty much. So I know it wasn't like exactly the same, and you know, I'm definitely gonna go into that later in the video. There's definitely some, you know, pretty large differences between the two worlds, and kind of just how they went about reusing, you know, all the old assets and actually incorporating them into the worlds themselves. And yeah, Novus just kind of did it way better in my opinion than Lemuria. So anyways, I want to bring you guys to just one of the, you know, first examples of this video here where I think Novus just totally, hold on, I'm not going to do any cuts, all right? I don't care. I'm not going to do any editing. You guys are getting lazy, Phantom, today, okay? That is just how it is, okay? That's just how it's going to be, all right? I'm new to this, okay? So, and with the power of editing, I am right next to the door that I was supposed to go to. So, okay, let's go in here and let's just take a look at La Ville Rose for a second. Not sure if that's actually how you say it. Probably fucking isn't. And why the fuck do the fish move like this? Jeez, dude, look at these absolute lads right here. These absolute chums. Oh my god. Oh, and the eyes move too. That's really weird. Anyways, though, the first example of the video, okay? The first example where Novus's reusing of assets just absolutely triumphs Lemuria's, okay? So here we go. La Ville Rose here. Don't care if that's not how you say it. Whatever. Anyways, we have this area though, okay? We have this Polarian area right here, right? And it's pretty cool on the outside. It's pretty cool on the outside in my opinion. You know, you got the Eiffel Tower, which is something that I definitely did not see coming in this world, but you know, you got a nice bridge, some roses, igloos, etc., etc. You know, you got a nice little landmass here that just really feels like it's part of Polaris, you know? You've got just like, see, you got people talking right here, right? You've just got fish all over the street. It looks like they actually started carving an ice street right here and are actually just like making a civilization out of this, which I know that's the whole plot of Lemuria, and I think it's really cool. But my point is though, this all just feels totally natural, even though it kind of just like came out of that black hole right there. It does though, it really does feel totally natural, and just kind of feels like just an extension of Polaris, just a little bit more, you know, added on to the civilization that just kind of gives it a little more character. Yo, there's a giant motherfucking floating croissant too. I dig this shit. So yes, it truly does feel like I just stepped through one of those little snow globes in just the commons of Polaris, you know, and I just stepped out here. I just stepped out right here, and it's totally believable. Like this just like is Polaris, and I'm just realizing right now that I know that it is actually like a story thing, that this technically, you know, is part of Polaris. So some of you out there are probably just gonna be like, oh well, Phantom, it's part of the story. Like what? Why are you pointing out the obvious, man? Of course it looks like Polaris. It is Polaris. And is that cheese? How dare you not speak to me about the cheese, Salinard? Are you gonna have it all for yourself? Yeah, so some of you might be thinking, well, Phantom, yeah, of course it looks like Polaris, you know, it is Polaris. Why are we comparing this to Lemuria, though? You know, why does there need to be some discussion here? Like, it literally just... Everything's going wrong today. Anyways, I can't make videos, but I mean, we could at least attempt to finish making this one. So anyways, we were talking about the Wildlands. Okay, right now that is the area that I am in Lemuria, and as you can see, just taking a look around here, it actually is very, very Aztecan in nature, and that is pretty much because it was a direct copy and paste from Azteca. I don't know what specifically the area is. I mean, obviously they modified it a little bit, but they took heavy inspiration, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You know, KI has their own reasons for just, you know, doing what they do and stuff like that, and they actually did give like specific reasons as to why they did reuse so many assets to make the world of Lemuria, so I don't want it to look like I'm just attacking them for that. I'm just saying Novus did it better. You see, while the Polarian area in Novus just kind of complements the civilization that is already there, all this area has is pretty much just random bits of junk, you know, strewn throughout it. And once again, listen, I know it's part of the lore. I understand why the world looks the way it does. I'm just saying the way that it was done in Lemuria, just the way all of the assets were blended together. Like you got random Mushu statues here. There's a gate right here. I'm sure if like you look on the map, you could probably like, yeah, there's fucking like Big Ben clock tower. Like I can't speak right now, but Big Ben clock tower just like in the forest right here. And I think there's some other like dragon spire kind of decorations as well, just like strewn throughout the area for pretty much just the sole purpose of, you know, adding just a little bit more flavor to the actual area, because it was, I mean, it was already pretty bland. You know, you've obviously got like the Lemurian towers and stuff, and you know, I think that's cool and everything. I just feel like there's not a whole lot going on here when there totally could have been. You know, like in La Villa Rose, right, in Polaris, you had just like fucking like fish everywhere, right? They were making a civilization. They had street lamps and stuff. You know, they had people walking around and talking and whatnot. They had little igloos and stuff. Like they just really made it feel lively, and that, you know, things were living there, and it truly did feel like a part of the world. And this is, you know, well, I mean, if Lemuria's goal was to just kind of, right, create just some sort of cheap knockoff, I mean, I think they achieved it. I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but I think they did, you know, definitely. I mean, it's kind of what they were going for, right? And I don't think it looks like awful or anything. I just feel like a little more time needed to be spent on it, because just when you see what we've gotten in Novus, you know, you kind of just like realize what could have been. And that's not to say that Lemuria doesn't have any redeeming areas, by the way, because there are definitely still some really cool shit here. I mean, here, let's just go ahead and walk over to the telepad here so I can tell you guys some of my most favorite areas. So we have gone, yeah, Ursai Village. Ursai Village itself, I think, definitely makes really good use of just all of the Celestian. You know, this is actually a pretty good example of, I guess, what Novus could have done. Kind of like, yeah, Ursai Village and the Heap. You know, more so. I think these areas seriously just do a good job of putting together all of those old assets together just really nicely, you know, and having them just blend together in a really cool way, just like a way that actually makes sense. You know, they like added some touches, you know, they pretty much just improved upon what was already there, which is, I think, something that you should definitely do every time, you know, you do reuse old assets. You gotta make them better, man. Like they added the volcano, right? You got some waterfalls over here. There's a vast ocean right there, little docks and everything, and then of course, you know, you got just the bears, right? The polar bears just like just sleeping around and lounging about and all of that, and it's just awesome, dude. It really is. It truly feels like we have just like ventured to a new area of the floating land in Celestia, and you know, personally, that was my favorite area, so I'm definitely here for it. For the next segment of the video, I am going to head over to Puerto, Nuevo here, you know, the home of the monkeys, right? And yeah, obviously you got the black holes up there, but I wanted to come to this area because I wanted to bring your guys' attention to just another area that most definitely deserves your attention, okay? Just like 100%. And by the way, if we're just taking a look around here, we can already notice that Puerto Nuevo, you know, just reused a ton of assets from Wizard101's Aquila, actually, which is my most hated world personally in Wizard101, but it looks amazing. So yeah, I'm definitely glad they added that in. And there's just such an awesome area down here, right? If you just, you know, kind of come down this pink path right here with the you know, pink cliffside walls and all that, and then you just come to this little area with the, you know, the Vexors and all the columns here, and just, I don't know, man, like this area, like it just it makes you feel something, huh? No joke, this was just one of my most favorite areas, you know, when I had seen it for the first time when I was just questing throughout Novus on this character, actually, my only max level, and I saw this area, and I just saw the clever way, you know, that they incorporated, you know, graphics that were, you know, initially kind of from Pirate, right, and then bring them over to Wiz, and then they kind of just added like a little splash of color, you know, a little splash of color, a couple unique mobs, add a couple, you know, Valencian artifacts, because, you know, obviously that's, you know, that's who is here, and everything, and you've just got, oh my god, you just, I just love it. I just love this area so much. It is just everything that I have wanted from Wiz. I am just so happy that they are starting to incorporate stuff from Pirate more and more, because I think that game, you know, looks absolutely amazing. And out of all of the assets that Lemuria could have chose to reuse from Pirate, they picked the Monquistan cliffside. Is that what this actually is? Because I've been wondering this, like, ever since I saw it, you know, just, I mean, it bears quite the resemblance to the cliffs in the Monquistan Skyway, if you guys have played Pirate before, but, dude, like, these just look identical to me, and it doesn't look good. Like, I don't know, man, I'm just kind of in some sort of, like, canyon, valley, whatever, and I don't know, I'm just not enjoying myself too much. Like, the colors are just kind of meh, I don't know, and just the overall surrounding area is just kind of whatever, and when you compare, like, an area like this, you know, wait, what's back here? Wait, is this for like the Z quest or something? That must be what this is. Yeah, no, definitely. But when you take an area like this, right, and then you compare it to the area that when you compare it to Puerto Nuevo, right, that reused assets from Aquala's Pirate, or Pirate's Aquila, Jesus. Anyways, when you compare those two, though, you're probably going to notice quite the difference, right? Oh, that's just the telepad. You're probably going to notice quite the difference, though. Like, one is going to appear much more bright, colorful, inviting, etc., etc., and I feel like you're just going to enjoy playing in that area a lot more, so yeah, I'm looking at Novus right now as just what Lemuria maybe could have been, you know? Obviously, King's Isle did not have nearly enough time, right, to make Lemuria into, you know, what they truly wanted it to be, but I thought it was very, very cool that, you know, we got to kind of see some of this same thing done in Novus, but just honestly better, in my opinion, and I think the result looks absolutely incredible. But yeah, anyways, that is pretty much going to be it for this video, everybody. I really hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, you can always smash a like or subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out, and I would appreciate it a ton. And I cannot believe I'm making another video right now, like an actual proper, you know, commentary one that's just not like a pack opening, you know, just a nice solid video. It feels really weird, but I'm just happy you guys came out to watch it. So anyways, I'll see you guys next time in the next video, whenever that may be. So take care and peace out, everybody.